XTD clutch, which looks to be a 6-buck based off of what I'm seeing up top here and the spacing in between, like not a normal clutch in that regard. So maybe it's a decent clutch. I don't know. We'll have to take it apart and then see, but ultimately might save some money. So like I was saying, some of these, this is for the door stuff. We have our main harness for the interior, exterior pieces, some of it for the lights and engine bay stuff. And then the other part, which is our other main harness for the trunk, the battery and everything like that, that will also need to get put through the car or underneath the car. So right now, I'm just getting the camera set up, but right now we have, this car's a mess. Let's be real. Everything's taken apart, everything's out of it. There's really nothing, there's nothing going on with it right now. So pretty much need to get it outside and clean it up in here, spray it down, do all the things just to see what we're working with. I think all this is just old coolant that's spilled over from what it looks like, or just old dirt and dust. Some of these wires I'm hoping all these wires are good. Some of these pins within here look like they've either been sitting, corroded, wet, one of the two. I don't even know if you'll be able to see what's, see how green that is? Corrosion. So I think I have some spares, but otherwise we'll try it, see if it works. If not, the car might just burn down, but I'm doubting that. So we will basically wait till our thing charges up. We'll get these drilled out all the way so we know exactly how much room where we need to put all the wires. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and throw all the wires in that need to go in the interior wise. I'm gonna spray this down with some water, brush that up, clean it up a little bit, and then just start placing things out. If anybody has any LRB door panels or anything for dirt cheap, let me know. I'm trying to get some, trying to get another set. That would be pretty sick. But let's get into it. So just working on cutting and drilling all the holes. So need to really get a better drill overall, but this will do the job. So I'm gonna go through same old, putting the hole in, lining it up, and then just continuing to go through. So let's finish up, shall we? We have our hole cut for this side. So we'll go ahead and throw all these wires through that way, and then we should be good. From that standpoint, we'll leave some of the other wires in here, and then mainly the stuff that's going on for the headlights, the radiator, the fans, all that stuff will come out this way, just like we did the other time. Go down the same way this line is going, and then, run it all the way along, drill another hole here at the edge, just like we did on the other car, and then we should be good. Basically right here. So we're just reusing existing holes, just making them bigger. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're pretty much in a very good spot. Everything's tucked in on that side, tucked in on that side, or I guess pulled out either way. We have our fuse block, so that way we can go ahead and we know, at least underneath, nothing's really connected to it. So we will need something to connect to it, which will be these parts right here. We need to push these back through the firewall itself. So we'll basically cut a little slit in here, tuck it in and push it in to try and keep it tight, wrapped around this, and then everything here will get sprayed with Flex Seal, which is pretty much a complete barrier for anything liquid related, which is really what we're cared about, environment stuff. So this will get sprayed all the way around, and it comes out pretty thick, which is nice. So that way it covers up any little gaps or any extra spacing or any cuts or anything. We'll put a few layers on it just to protect everything, and then we should be good. Haven't had any issues with the other car. Been tucked for almost a year now, so doing pretty good. So we'll keep that formula and do the same thing. Debating if I cut any of these wires off, I would assume nobody would want these wires anymore. But debating. So we'll see. I'll probably leave them just to leave them, and then whoever gets the car next can do what they want with it. But yeah, keep it rolling. So we cut our little hole, little slit, so it's nice and tight. We didn't take any chunks out or anything, and then we'll just slowly force as many wires as we can through until we get stretched out or opened up or whatever, and then again seal with this. And then before I push them all through, last thing, these are the ones that need to go through. Get a good look for your ignition wiring, crank angle sensor, and something else, can't remember on this one. Need that, like we said before, the stuff for the fuse block, and then 1.6 things for our ignition wiring, further ignition wiring. But so let's throw it all through finally. So cool. This is from my other wiring harness. I basically just took this off. As you can see, it's cut right there, but you won't even be able to tell. Once we spray it with this, it'll fill in all the gaps, so we don't have to worry about anything getting through, which is fantastic. So there's a couple other things you need to take out of here. Again, we still need to clean all this stuff up, but that's for another day. For now, we're just gonna spray this and then look into taking the steering rack off real quick so we can put our manual steering rack on, and then should be good for this evening. Give that some time to dry and go for the next round. All right, so cleaned all this off, just some water and some elbow grease. Cleaned up all the dirt and mud and everything. The back seat, the trunk is still kind of the same, but everything else is decently clear. Still needs to get that. I need to take this piece out in order to get to all that, and a couple of these pieces need to come off for that, so I'm not worried about that for now. We are going to go ahead and drill the hole for the wires to go underneath the chassis all the way back to the trunk, so then that'll be out of the way, and then I think that's it for that aspect of it. Once that hole's drilled and the wires are tucked through and everything's good there, then we can kind of put the dash back in, so that'd be pretty sick. But yeah, I know with the other Miata that we used before, I drilled further down on that tucked cubby. So this time I think I'm gonna do it on top just to make it a little bit easier to get to. And then there's no issue with anything over there either. Not that there's an issue with the other car, but just thought second time around, make it cleaner. So, and then we're waiting for these to dry. So this way, these will look brand new again, because the way that they were looking before is a little crusty. But yeah, we can drill the hole in there. That'll be good. We already have the hole for all the wire tuck stuff to come out. We need to drill the hole over here as well. It's gonna be a little bit bigger and then kind of make it a little bit wider. So yeah, let's get into cutting some holes and getting some stuff ready. All right, let's drill a hole, shall we? Oh, taking this off, I was using obviously the hammer. Clearly an idiot because I hit the wrong thing. So we'll have to take that off and then put this new one on, which shouldn't be that big of a deal. Just a few bolts overall, slap it on, and then we should be good. But yeah, just be careful. I mean, this made it way easier to just hit the bottom, hit the top, but don't hit the side. Don't hit the side. Just don't even risk it. So, all right, it's time to take this thing apart since we're waiting for batteries to charge and all that other nonsense. Pretty much gonna take the soft top, the old one that's ripped obviously and destroyed, out of the frame, and then pull out the other one, which is beige, and then, or beige, brown, whatever color. Throw that on here, and then hopefully be able to put that back in the car. So that way it had a nice soft top. But yeah, that's the end goal, so let's get it together. All right, soft tops are a pain in the ass, but doing it by myself, eventually got all these lined up. Hardest part, I guess that's why everybody says to leave it in the sun, just so this is more malleable, or you can bend it a little bit easier. But yeah, got all these on there. The pieces kept coming out and whatnot, but now we're sealed all the way up front, so we're good there. Need to start doing the side pieces, but yeah. The hard part is at least getting it on there. So we got that part done. Now we need to do the rest of it to make it work. I think we're gonna need to find some replacement pieces, seals and whatnot, which is whatever, but mainly the string you can see on that side, which is currently working here, but broken and missing on this side. So little things. Not sure how super important it is, but yeah, let's keep going, shall we? So real quick, we're just gonna throw this wiring through the bottom, through that hole, so we can fill up all the wiring for that, feed it all the way underneath, back to the battery, should be good to go. All right, cool. So took this outside, let it bake for a little bit, finally got it to stretch enough to where I could actually get it on. So we got the bottom portion here on all the way across, looking good. That was a pain by myself. If somebody else were here, it'd be way easier. We still need to put our additional little pieces for our weather stripping. Sorry, I got a bunch of nonsense going on for allergy season, but everything's on there, so that's pretty cool. And then we were also able to stretch it here, which is the biggest pain in the ass, to get these in here, and they're not even all the way in just yet. So hopefully when I actually get this on, we can let it stretch a little bit more and then redo those again. But for now, both sides are on, decent enough. And then we can pretty much throw this in the car now, from my understanding, at least partially. We'll still have to get some other stuff done to make it work fully, but I think, yeah, starting point.
getting paid.